Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Pat Ziemer here with MagnaWave. Thank you for joining me today for this edition of the MagnaWave Office Hours, where we come together on Tuesdays to answer your questions, whatever they may be, about machines, training, protocols, whatever it is you want to talk about. We're here to talk about those things for you or with you. If you'd like to join me and have me talk to you personally, you can send a text to 502 414 3436. I'll give you a ring back and then we can have that conversation and again answer any questions that you may have. I like to do that because we can go off and go much deeper into the questions that you have and get a deeper type of conversation. Instead of you asking a question, I answer it off the top of my head or with the information that I have, and then I stop and you may have some additional stuff. So give me a text, 502 414 3436, and I'll give you a call back. I do have a call I'm going to make on that line here in a few minutes, but wanted to get right after a few things here to talk about. Alane will be joining me today around 12:30 or so to give away some stuff. She's got some giveaways that she wants to talk about and do, and that brings me to MagnaCon. You know, each year at MagnaCon, we give away approximately $50,000 to $60,000 worth of equipment, machines, all types of stuff. So MagnaCon is a great place to come and learn, meet people, and talk about PEMF and MagnaWave. And we give away at least one machine, as well as attachments and just everything. So make your reservations for MagnaCon at the Galt House, downtown Louisville. The video you're seeing is incredible. We're going to be right there for MagnaCon this June, and we're looking forward to it. So get your tickets. Now, don't forget, this is the last MagnaCon large event for a year. In 2023, we're going to be having some regional shows around the country that'll be smaller in scope, but we're going to have some regional shows, maybe getting out to some areas that people have difficulty coming to us or whatever. MagnaCon 2022 will be at the Galt House, downtown Louisville. 2023 will be regional shows, and then 2024 we'll be back downtown, probably at the Galt House for a great big large MagnaCon event. So be sure to get your tickets if you want to come join us this year. We look forward to it. And just imagine having demonstrations, horses and livestock and people and small animals outside overlooking the Ohio River. It's just going to be a great, beautiful experience. And of course, we'll be going to Churchill Downs as well. So get your tickets for MagnaCon. Let me have a look here at the questions that have been posed to me that we can maybe talk about. There have been some questions with regard to the grounding cord, the cord with the yellow end that we ship with the machines. And what's happened and what's brought this issue around is we're very concerned, and the FDA is concerned about the EMF signals that can be out, what they call the electrosmog. And so our transformers in the machines are designed to protect from and not let any electrosmog be emitted by the devices. We must have that in order to pass safety testing. And of course, we talk about that our machines are safety tested. Every machine is tested, or it's in the process of being safety tested. And there are several things that we must do in order to pass this electrical safety or electrical smog safety testing. And one of them is the transformer and how that interacts with the grounding in your home or wherever you're doing the machines. So currently, if you're using your machine with a generator or a battery source, you always want to use the grounding cord. That's the cord with the yellow plug on the end of it. If you're operating in a home, use the regular black cord that we've been using for a long time because we weren't necessarily, or no one was in these safety testing types of situations that we've embraced, and we want to work closely with the FDA. So in a home or a barn, you want to use the standard black cord. Now, what can happen with this new transformer is if you plug it in and the machine powers on, but it won't pulse, but it pulsed yesterday when it was plugged in. So what happens is it's the house or the outlet at that point is not properly grounded. And that's a big deal. People think, oh, of course, my barn was built, my home is built, it's properly grounded. It's possible to have one outlet in your home that's not properly grounded as it goes forward. So you want to make sure it's grounded. We've had people that have said, oh no, my home is grounded, everything's fine. and they go and they get a electrician, and they find out there is a grounding issue in their home. If you want to be sure of this, you can go to the hardware store. There's a little apparatus you can buy that you can plug into an outlet to show that it's a grounded outlet and everything is the way it's supposed to be. So again, if you're using a battery powered device or like a Jackery, a battery generator of any type or a generator, use the yellow grounding cord plug with your machine. If you're operating in what is expected to be a regularly grounded environment, like a barn, like a house, whatever that may be, you want to use your standard black cord. But again, if it doesn't work, then there's an issue with the ground on that plug. I hope that helps clear it up for you a little bit. But and that's all, like I was saying, kind of brought about by building devices that are EMF secure, EMF safe as far as electrosmog. We want to certainly be in the correct area with that and the safety testing that we're doing. So there you have it. If you have further questions, send me a text. I'll give you a call back. We can talk about it when Alane comes on at 12:30. If need be, we'll talk about it a little more. So there was a question that came in after last week's program. It says, I'm finding mixed information regarding high intensity versus low intensity. Some say high intensity isn't necessary and even go so far as saying it is not safe. Could you please clarify? I'd be happy to do that. The difference between low intensity and high intensity is the speed of result. That's primarily it. Many machines are what they call low voltage, low frequency devices, meaning they are lower intensity. They're working in the milligauss area. They might only be 30 or 50 Gauss output devices. They're fine. They work. They're slow. That's okay. If slow is all right with what your condition is or what's going on, you want the relaxation and the comfort, then that's fine. But if you want more rapid result, or you want to get deeper into the tissue and you want to get down to the cellular level, not the microcirculation level of the body, then you want a higher intensity device. Now, we have devices registered with the FDA that are in the 510K process with the FDA that are high intensity. And if it wasn't safe, they wouldn't let us do that. And we pass safety testing and we submit accordingly. There are many devices today, or several devices today, that from other manufacturers in the area of depression, in the area of back bone healing, incontinence in women, that are in fact high intensity, high voltage, high intensity devices that are FDA cleared, FDA approved for that. The only difference between the low intensity and the high intensity normally is speed of result. And that's really what launched us. When I could go do a horse for 20 minutes and the rider would get on that horse and ride off and come back and say, oh my gosh, changed leads, did this, better range of motion, after just a 20 to 30 minute treatment. So that's the difference. Whereas with some of the lower intensity devices, you put the blanket on the horse for a half hour or an hour a day, and you have to do it every day, which is fine, but you do it every day to help your horse feel better and do its job. But that's the difference. It's the power of the device and the result, the speed of the result. Believe me, if they were not safe and they were hurting people, the FDA would not allow that to happen. We all, up till now, as far as getting registered with the FDA and cleared, so on and so forth, most people operate on what the FDA calls, in the veterinary space, the complaint verification, or a complaint-based management. And so if someone were to file a complaint, which has happened over the years with various devices, not just EMF devices, to where someone has questioned something, the FDA comes in and says, you cannot bring this into the country. You cannot sell this device until you clear this up. Even if it's a non-FDA registered or an FDA cleared device, the FDA has that right in the United States to manage that and shut someone down if it's dangerous, if it's illegal, if it's whatever, however you want to say that. So on a complaint-based type of operation. And that's the way it's been. Now with us and more PMF devices being approved by the FDA, it's kind of changing the game as to what people can do and how they can manufacture their machines and what happens. And so that's the situation there. So to hope to clarify this for this gentleman, the primary difference is the speed of result. And quite often we'll see with a fracture or with something going on, you'll see the healing of the animal sometimes 50% faster than without this type of therapy, 75% faster. So improve the healing time by 1/3 to 1/2 in animal type of situations. And so that is the difference. It's not unsafe. Now, and as you know, people they say a lot of things. I'm not saying they're wrong, but they say things to support what they're doing. I mean, when you go buy a car, you could buy a car for not as much as another model of the car, and they'll both get you from A to B. That is correct. And they'll both get you from A to B in the same amount of time. That's correct. But will they get you from A to B as comfortably? Maybe not. Can they get there from A to B as safely, depending on the safety features in the car? Probably not. And so those are the situations. So people will they say what they need to say to justify their own equipment. And I'm not saying anyone's wrong, but that's the natural thing that people do when they say and do those kind of things. So they're not unsafe to have a high intensity device. It's just faster. Okay. Let's see. Leslie asks, I had someone wondering if PEMF can help someone with a radical mastectomy a year ago and is still having horrible, terrible nerve pain. Most certainly. If the doctor, again, this is a situation that's a personal use issue, and the doctor needs to be involved with this, and they need to talk to their doctor. But it's been found that these PEMF types of devices can very much help in relieving pain, and pain is caused by inflammation. So if someone is having those types of pain situations, then PEMF can be beneficial there to help with that. Certainly, that's a question to always be held and had with the doctors as you discuss them and go forward. Okay, let's see. I have someone wondering, this is from Leslie, if PEMF can help someone. Oh, I've already done that one. Okay, Desiree, does anyone know about the AccuScope or the AccuScope MyoPulse? Someone's starting to do that in my area, and I want to make sure I'm telling people the correct thing and what it does. Okay. The AccuScope is primarily a microcurrent device. So you have microcurrent devices and you have TENS devices. You've all heard of the TENS machine, where they put the pads on the muscle group and it pulses with the electricity right on the skin, pulsing a muscle group to relieve some pain in the area. TENS units are primarily for pain relief, which comes with inflammation reduction, which allows some healing to take place. Microcurrent machines have been used and studied to help the healing of the cells. So microcurrent, that's where they're going with the AccuScope devices, is for healing of the area that they're treating, to enhance the healing of that area. So that's the deal. TENS unit is pain relief. Microcurrent kind of goes a little bit towards the healing process. That's why you'll see devices that are TENS microcurrent machines together. So they'll do some TENS work to relieve some pain, microcurrent to enhance the healing. For years, I've worked with folks that they do that, and then we come back with the MagnaWave or the PEMF to totally penetrate the cartilage, to totally penetrate the bone, the muscle, the whole area. To use them in a complementary fashion is very good. And that's the same thing with, like, we use the red light therapy or lasers in conjunction with the MagnaWave to get an improved healing process that they're using on the animals or as they're going forward in that type situation. So again, the AccuScope and the MyoPulse is a microcurrent machine for cellular healing, and that's what it is. They're fine, but work in a complementary type of situation. That's what we always recommend. Okay, let's see here. I got a call I want to make. Let's come over to my phone line here and make a call. This is to Luann. Let's do this right here. Give her a ring. Let's see if I can get this to work. But wait a minute, I'm having a little issue with my, let's get this. Okay, that's it. So let's call this one. Okay, here we go. Should be working. Well, why is my phone not working? Isn't this something? Well, everything's working but my, let's see, hook it up. Here we go. Now it's calling. It says it is. Well, we'll give it another second to see it. Let's see if we hang it up, what we get. We're getting no sound. We have no connection. Change your browsing setting. Oh man, we got to get into that. It's telling me my browser settings are not set up for some reason. I don't understand that. But we'll get to that. I'm so sorry. Let me come back over here. Hello. Let's see if we got anything in the comment section this morning. If people have questions they'd like for me to have a look at. What is the recommended time and frequent use for a torn stifle ligament with arthritis in the joint as well? Well, I would treat as often as possible. I would, sometimes I'd treat for 8 to 10 minutes, 8 to 10 to 15 minutes on that area. I would treat as often as possible. If it's a new injury, I would maybe do it twice a day for the first 5 to 7 days and then back off as you see the recovery begin to go. But if you can do something like that every day, that's not overkill, and that's fine. If you're going to do it once a week, you're going to have some improvement. You're going to have some health to the area, but then you've got 5 or 6 days that things can revert and become still an issue. So I would treat as often as available. As we've often said, treat as long as function continues to improve. And then once you reach that plateau, treat as often as necessary to maintain the function that you've reached. And that's the best way to do it. So in many cases, you'll treat every day for a few weeks and then you stop, and then you come back and treat once a week just to keep things in place and working well. So there you go. Hope that helps. There's talking about the plugs that the machines come with. Can we run a Maya Duo with a regular gas-powered generator from a hardware store? Do we need the pure sine wave inverter? Christina, that really is based on the generator that you're using. Most generators that you buy, the Honda generators and the other types of generators, are designed to operate devices that require a sine wave. Now, if you want to use I don't believe you would need to use the inverter in those types of situations. However, if you plug the machine in and it doesn't operate the way you want it to, you might try an inverter, or if you tried a surge protector. But typically in those type situations, and as I described earlier, you want to use that grounding cord with the newer devices that we have available to you through MagnaWave. Okay, let's go. Boy, we got a lot of stuff up here. A lot of folks with me today. Let's see. Northern Lights is with it. Teresa's with us this morning. Tracy's with us. Let me come down and see if we have another question on here. A lot of folks. Does anyone know if testing, vaccinations, or masks were required at MagnaCon? That's really up to the attendees. If someone chooses and wants to be vaccinated, we would encourage that. And so vaccinations, last year, we did not have a masks required for MagnaCon. Some people wore masks, and some people practiced social distancing. In fact, we tried to do everything we could to be in line with the current requirements in the state and in the United States. So we'll be having postings on that as we go forward. As you can see, many states today are changing their mask mandates and changing what's happening, what they require with regard to vaccinations if they can go to a restaurant. I know I was in New York not long ago, and we had to have a picture ID ID and our vaccination card to participate. I was just at the Daytona 500 over the last week, and they were really there were folks with masks, and but they weren't asking any questions as far as people being around. It's pretty much a personal type of issue. Let's see. Good morning. Anita's with us. Shell is with us. Ohio. They're coming to MagnaCon. That's Missy's going to be with us. Good deal. Sheila says it's her first MagnaCon. A question about using HydroWave with a horse on antibiotics. Not an issue. HydroWave is it helps disinfect the body and will not interfere with. It's just a matter of putting some oxygen connected nano-sized particles of silver into the bloodstream to help clean and help keep the bacteria levels under control. That's basically what the HydroWave does. It doesn't interfere with any antibiotics or anything like that. So it should be fine. If you have a question, though, talk to your doctor and make sure that they're happy with what you're doing. Gary has a question about treating COPD probably and asthma for a client that during her last scan they have 2 spots and they are watching on the lungs. Again, as you know, our devices are for veterinary, although people do use them for their personal use and how they want to do that at this point as we're moving down the guidelines with the FDA. Talk to the doctor, make sure that they're comfortable with what's going on, and have that person respond accordingly. Let's see. Let me take a look here. Help me understand my HydroWave, when and how to use. Again, HydroWave is just nano-sized particles of silver. The oxygen in the water kind of bonds to the silver molecules, and that will pass the blood-brain barrier, put those nano-sized particles of silver through the bloodstream, and they have a tendency, it's said, to attack bacteria, help keep things clean, help to keep things flowing smoothly. That's it. It's a supplement in that portion. People have taken colloidal silver. Colloidal silver has also been shown to do a lot of the same type of things. The HydroWave is a nano-sized particle of silver, so it won't leach to any tissue, and which is a good thing. And that's how HydroWave is used. It's also a great topical for cleaning a wound or spraying on a wound, pink eye, those types of things to keep the area clean and viable for good healing. So we need to test every outlet. Well, I mean, if you plug your machine in with the black cord inside and it works, you're good. If you plug it in and it powers on, but it won't click or it won't, discharge the signal, then you need to check that particular outlet. You can check the outlet or you can plug it in somewhere else and test it in that fashion. Okay, I think Alane's going to join us. If Tony will let her in, then we can go from there. Let's see. Hello. Hey, Alane, what's up?
Hi, look, I got a new hat. You like it?
That's pretty cool.
Wait,
what's that on the bill? What's on the bill?
Oh, that's just the stickers because it's new.
Oh, and yeah, you can't take those stickers off. You're in trouble.
No, because I'm going to give this to somebody for today who's commenting. So we're going to send this new hat. Isn't this nice?
It's MagnaWave on the side. That's pretty cool.
Isn't this nice? It's
Lane's frozen. There she goes. She's frozen.
I'm here. Now. I'm here. Maybe I just froze for you.
Margie asked the question, when will the virtual MagnaCon tickets go on sale? Well, as soon as Alane unfreezes, we'll have her answer that question. Here she is.
I think I'm unfrozen. I might just be freezing for you, Dad.
Oh, I don't know. So I have a question. When will the virtual MagnaCon tickets go on sale?
The virtual MagnaCon tickets will go on sale mid-March. So we'll have those available for you all mid-March. So you guys will be able to get the virtual tickets and that will qualify for your continuing education. I also want to clear up a few things with this. Okay,
we've talked about that a little bit. We have a couple of questions. Some people say I didn't get a grounding cord. That's just a change that came.
If you didn't get it, then you don't need it. If you didn't get it, you don't need it. So if you didn't get this cord, then don't worry about it.
But it could be she's frozen because she's trying to come through my signal, my internet as I'm on the road. Here she's back.
Okay. Okay, Dad, I don't know. It seems like I'm fine on my end. So I'm keep talking.
It's probably my internet.
Okay. Okay. So if I freeze, it says Pat is frozen, but Alane isn't frozen. So if I freeze, Dad, don't talk. Just let me finish. Because then we're talking at the same time, like we're crazy. Anyways, so here's the yellow power cord. And if you didn't get this, then you don't need to worry about any of the discussion about it. Okay. So don't just ignore it, the whole conversation. If you did get this with your machine, which would be the Pulse Pro, the Soul Pro, the Julian, not the Julian Duo. I think that's it. If you got the Pulse Pro, Soul Pro, Julian, then you got this, you can only use it with, I'm going to show you, one of these with your Jackery, if you have one of these, or like a generator, any type of generator that you may be using. Do not plug this into a wall. If you got one of these, don't plug it into a wall. Just don't do it. Don't do it. That's our new rule. Don't plug it into a wall. The reason is that the machine, those machines require internal grounding. And that is just very important that most houses, most good barns should have internal grounded outlets, that they really should. So you should even run into this problem. If you have a home or a barn that isn't grounded, what will happen is you'll plug in your regular power cord, the black one that does not have yellow, and the machine will turn on, but it will not pulse. If that happens to you, then call an electrician because that outlet is not correct. Or find a different place to treat, or buy one of those awesome Jackeries. So if you're in a barn or you're in somewhere where that happens, you have a Jackery backup. This is the standard medical device. This is the way all medical devices are supposed to be made. It's just a very, it's secure. It's safer for you. It's safer for the machine. So please just use this only in an external power source, and use your black cord plugging it into the wall. And like my dad mentioned earlier, there is for $10 or $20, you can test outlets so that if you want to just double check and see if it's just one outlet in your home or one outlet in a barn, one of those $10 or $20 checker things, that's great. You can get those at Lowe's or Office Depot, but this is just the way that these devices are made. I hope that clears it up. No, if Mary Beth Saunders says, I have a Soul Pro and a black cord, can I purchase the one with the yellow? And Mary Beth, just email support@mwpmf.com and we'll send you one. Okay, so this is, so I'm going to do a giveaway. So if you're commenting today or commented anything, Dad, I'm going to give away your book. This is a signed book by my dad, with my dad in it. I'm also going to give away the cool hat that I had on that messed my hair up. What do you want to add? Come here.
Faces.
Yeah.
Pro.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cameron came in. So you get this hat and you get this. Okay. Woo! And you get the book. And we're giving away. This is one big package for somebody. HydroWave C60, and it's all going to come in a big blue mat bag, which is on the floor. So you're going to get a care package from us. So please comment. We'll pick a number at the end of the show. And one of the things that Cameron just came in and told me, which I forgot, if you have a dial face Pulse Pro, Soul Pro, or Pulse Pro, or Julian, then you also do not need this. So if you didn't get this and you have a dial face, that's why. So this was an upgrade that we did when we put the digital faceplates, the push button faceplates on. So that's what made the internal grounding part. So please make sure that if you have a dial, that's why you didn't get this. I hope that clears up the confusion. I will put more information in the certified group as well as in the practitioner portal. I'll shoot a video, a better explainer tomorrow. We'll post it everywhere so you guys who have questions will be able to get answers. Okay, what other questions you got there, Dad?
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to get this thing. Let's see if we can call this call now. I think maybe I have it working. Okay. I don't know what it's. I'm sorry, I can't get this thing to work. Let me come back to you. New comments are down here on the bottom. I just ordered a splitter. Does it come with good instructions, RE setup, and how the power is distributed? I have a general idea how to use it. Okay, so The splitter basically takes the same power from the machine and splits it in two different directions. So if you're running a machine on 10 and you have a splitter, you're only going to get about 8 into each one of the two cords, because you are diminishing the signal with the splitter. And the other thing that happens with the splitter is if you want to treat a knee and a back, but you want to put the knee higher, with the splitter you can't do that. You have one control on the machine, so you might be able to, you can for sure very well treat both locations, but you cannot control, maybe you would want one area higher than the other area. So that's the basic thing with the splitter. Works fine, allows you to do 2 coils at one time, but it does require just one power setting with the coils.
Yeah, and Ashley, to expand on what he said, you do get instructions with it. It's a piece of paper that shows you how to operate it, and there's also a video where we run through how to hook it up as well in the MagnaWave Academy and in the Practitioner Portal. So if you want to, check any of those videos out before, you can. And then there are instructions, and I believe there's a link to that video on those instructions that come with the splitter.
Okay. I have a question. I was asked to perform PEMF on a client's horse that is competing at the Pennsylvania Horse Expo. She told me she can get me a pass, but do I need to call them to make sure it's okay? No, typically, if you're allowed, there's no reason that you could not work there. You don't necessarily need to call the show office if they have a pass. If you're working on that person's animals and you're working as their employee, basically, or their part-time helper, however you want to say that, you're working as a contract person with them, you don't need to call the office and say, I'm going to be there. Is that okay? Because there are people at plenty of horse shows. Now, there are places, Oklahoma being one, that if you go to Oklahoma, you don't want to put up things on the boards and with ads and things like that, because they like you to be specifically there for your customers when you're in those types of situations. Okay.
All right,
anything to add there, Alane?
No, we did get another question from Jane Gerard.
I was asked by a client today if the LZR would help with acute laminitis in her mare. I've been using my Semi-10 on her and have seen huge improvement, but they want to get this mare bred, and I will not be able to pulse her at that case. Okay, certainly the LZR, if used on the ankle above the hoof, that area just above the hoof or from the bottom, there is soft tissue that the LZR can penetrate. It doesn't penetrate bone so well. It will kind of, if you have it on the skull, the light, the heat does come into the area, but not as though if it were over soft tissue. Now, the question you want to ask in that case, if you're treating laminitis and the mare has been bred, check with your veterinarian. There's really no reason why you cannot treat laminitis with a pregnant mare. Now, what you don't want to do is overall body treatments. Any veterinarian is going to tell you that's totally contraindicated not to do that, because you don't want to move the foal or anything like that. But or the fetus. You want to keep things very well organized in that fashion. But we've had cases over the years where there's an animal that's going to founder, and so what's the question? The horse is going to founder. We're going to lose the baby or lose everything. So check with your veterinarian, get their understanding, and could certainly continue to treat the laminitic type of situation. Anything to add, Alane? Let's see, is Alane with me, or is she? Nope,
no, I'm here.
Okay, she's there. All right, let's see. Got another question.
Okay.
I have a newer Semi-10. The attachments and loops are very sticky. With shedding season just around the corner, what's the easiest way to wipe off hair? Go ahead.
Hold on. You can wipe off hair, but you really should get, where are they? You really should get the attachment covers. That's the point of the attachment covers. I thought I'm giving some away in this giveaway. I thought they were in my bag, and they go over the attachment. It's not sticky. It's just that medical grade silicone. So wipe it down with just some Clorox wipes or some regular like cleaning wipes, but then use that is why we have the attachment covers, so that you don't have that problem.
Right. And you want to look at the wipe that you're using. You want a cleaning wipe. And some wipes are designed to be used on babies or on your hand, and those types of situations, and they may have some residue oil in them for skin purposes and so forth. You may not want to put that on your coils. It won't hurt your coils, but you want to use a good, not only disinfecting, but a good cleaning wipe, like a Clorox wipe or something like that, when you're cleaning your coils. What I always did is I'd have a wet rag with some water and bleach that I'd rub over, and everything would pretty well come off. As you Alane is right; it is medical grade silicone, and so it seems a little sticky because it is medical grade type of material.
We do have attachment covers.
We do have attachment covers. Good.
Also in the giveaway, Dad, hold on, I got more stuff. I got more stuff in here. We have this rag, which is great for cleaning your machine. It's one of those microfiber rags. We also have a cute little flashlight, keychain, one of these things for the back of your cell phone. I don't remember, pop socket. One of these things you can put on your car. This is great. So all of this, you got several sets of the actual attachment covers right here. So you have all of this will be included with the hat that I mentioned earlier, the C60 and the HydroWave, and this cool bag.
How are you going to give this away? How are you going to give this away?
Okay, so this is what I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a hold on. We're going to pick a number, and you can pick it since we're not together. We pick a number between like 1 and 200 because there's so many comments. And then the marketing team goes through and counts the comments, and whatever person commented on that number, and that count through, then that person wins.
125.
125 is the winner. So I want to remind everybody that you are seeing your comments on Facebook, and there is Facebook, Instagram, and I believe YouTube comments that are all coming in here. So we're looking at all of those combined. So if you are 125 on Instagram or 125 on Facebook, that doesn't necessarily mean you're 125 in our system. So we'll go ahead and have somebody count those out in marketing, and then we'll let you know who the winner is.
Perfect.
So many questions.
Yeah, I know. A question from Brittany. My personal horse had her knee shockwave and will be doing another few treatments spaced out. Do I need to space apart her MagnaWave? I generally treat her knees 3 times a week. You go right ahead and treat. It doesn't, you're just going to enhance the result of what they're doing with the shockwave. Over the years, when shockwave needed to be done, let's say on a racehorse 9 days out, we were able to treat immediately after that, right up until the day or 2 days before the race. It's that same way when you talk about in the FEI and various places and other types of show environments. You can treat after the shockwave. Don't worry about it. Treat the animal just as you always would. Now, if they shockwave today, you don't need to necessarily treat today, but you can certainly come back and do your treatment tomorrow or 8 to 10 hours after the treatment that they have completed on the animal. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything.
A lot of people are asking about the attachment covers, Dad. And so if you're looking to purchase them, you can purchase them in the Practitioner Portal or on our website. So get yourself some attachment covers, and you could get those today. And also, Maureen asked about speakers for MagnaCon. We have some fantastic speakers. The whole lineup should be on MagnaCon.com shortly. That you could see. We're talking about cellular health. We have doctors from all over the place coming in, some really high profile names. So I'm super excited about MagnaCon this year and all the stuff that's going on. We also, I don't know, Dad, if you mentioned this, but we give away over $50,000 worth of stuff at MagnaCon. That includes 1, maybe 2, sometimes 3 PMF machines. So we are giving away machines, attachments, marketing materials. Like if you come, there's a very, very good chance that you're going to win something awesome. So if you are on the fence of paying the money to purchase a ticket and staying in a hotel room, you should get a ticket, because I promise that you will learn a lot. And the chances of you winning a prize that's way, way bigger than what it cost you to come is pretty good. So it's a great experience, a great time, and you could win something worth thousands of dollars.
Perfect. Dion asked the question. She said people complain when she uses the covers because they don't think they are sanitary enough, since you can't clean them between clients. You can wipe those nylon covers off between clients with a cleaning piece of, you know what I'm talking about.
Clorox wipe.
There you go. And you can spray them. A lot of times people would spray them with some Lysol or something like that to help clean them between applications and between horses. Just do that. If you do that, it's a good habit to get into. So when people see that you put it down and you spray it, or you wipe it off with a cloth and a sanitary cloth, and it's good. So you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's the way we recommend that you clean them. You can also wash them in like warm water, and then hang them up to dry. We recommend that you don't put them in the dryer because it gets hot and they can melt. I do want to address Jane Gerard. She said, Alane, you started to address my question about getting started with slightly used equipment. Jane, yes, please email sales@mwpmf.com. We do have demo machines that come up for sale all the time. So if you are interested in a demo machine, that one that's out of a box or that maybe went out for some rental or was a loaner, we have that equipment, different machines at different times. We could get you to a product specialist who can give you the whole list and all the information on what that looks like to get one of those. So we do have some of those available right now. Again, email sales@mwpemf.com.
There you go. Alane, you said something about receiving information via text at the last office hours. How does that work? Explain that to him.
Okay, so if you are a certified practitioner, there's a really good chance that if we have your phone number currently right now in our system, then we are sending out text messages. Like if you purchase a MagnaCon ticket, you're going to start getting some text messages about downloading the app for that event, stuff like that. So once you purchase that, you make sure that you have the correct cell phone number in our system. Then we will send you a text that will say, hey, do you mind getting text from us? And you opt in. So if you haven't received one of those texts, there's a really good chance that your phone number might not be right in our system. So if you want, you could email support@mwpmf.com and say, this is my cell phone number. Could you send me a text? We'll opt you in. And we will just make sure that you get those. Again, this isn't going to be spamming. It's only like really pertinent information. So like when your machine ships, if you buy a machine, certification, we have updates on your certification being due, or like I said, MagnaCon, hey, make sure you download the app and get signed in so you can register, stuff like that. That's very good and good information that sometimes goes in your junk. I recommend also white labeling our email addresses, because so many times when you send mass emails to people, it will go into like a promotions folder on Gmail. If you put that, you want to receive emails from us, or click on our email and say that in your actual email software, then they'll always come to your inbox. So we don't try to send out a bunch of spam, but we do have really great sales, really great information that you guys might want to keep up with besides just office hours.
There you go. Gary asked a question: results of studies for breeding horses and livestock improve conception rates. We're working with several universities now, and they're covering all types of different situations, from breeding to joint issues to arthritis to just everything that these universities are working with and doing some individual studies. And as we get that information, we will certainly pass it on to you and to make it go. I don't know. I've been working with some doctors in Ocala over the years, fertility doctors for equine, and they would get good results, but they never really did any studies at that point because it takes a lot of work to do a study, and they weren't concerned about that. They just
have one right now. We have one going on right now.
Okay, tell us about it.
Okay, so we have a study that is going on at a university. We can't really push it out until the study is complete. But currently we have a study going on looking at breeding. And we also have another one going on that is looking at just full on like stride length. I believe that's it, soft tissue, how the animal performs with PMF or without PMF. And so that we have those two studies going on at two very big universities right now. And we should have information on that before MagnaCon, or around MagnaCon. We'll be presenting information about those. But I have seen this happen before. I have seen that it improves. Anytime you can make a female of any species physically healthier, and when you are at your physical best, that is going to improve conception. So when you are getting a good blood flow, when you are feeling your best, whenever your body is functioning, that's just scientifically proven. That's when you have better chance of getting pregnant. So that seems across the board that if your animal is healthier using, keeping MagnaWave or PMF in your wellness routine, then you could absolutely keep that animal's conception rate up.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm having trouble with my Google phone. Maybe Tony can help me get that squared away in the future.
It's okay.
This week's first time it's not working.
Okay, well, we got some questions. Well, one girl, Erica, said, I won an $1,800 attachment last year, made the expense of ticket and room totally worth it to MagnaCon. Erica, thank you for telling that. That's awesome. Anita asked if we purchase virtual tickets, are we eligible for MagnaWave giveaways, or do we have to be present at the event? You have to be present at the event to win the giveaways this year. And then there was another one really quickly that came up. When are the next business builder classes? So I am doing a business starter course, which will start mid-March or 1st of April, one or the other. And this course will be, it will run every month. So the business starter course is the basics, how to name your business, how to, if you should be an LLC or a sole prop, how to price yourself, how to get a website started, what you should do in terms of like a point of sale system, billing, some ideas for getting treatments and growing your business. This is for people who are like been in business for less than a year, just getting started, who are struggling with some of those basic answers and don't really know where to start. That class is going to be monthly. And that will be available shortly. The business builder class is going to be for people who have been in business at least a year, hopefully maybe 2, who are very busy, who want to hire someone, who are looking at bringing on an opening, maybe a physical location, who want to expand, who want to learn how to maybe bring in more money in terms of diversifying their business and bringing in extra revenue flows. That will be offered right after MagnaCon. We will start having signups for that. And that will be a longer course, about 6 to 7 weeks. And that will be a smaller audience. So that will be for people who are really, really looking to grow their business in a way that is a big leap, not just the standard, maintenance. So those are 2 different classes. The business starter class will be starting very soon within the next few weeks, and it will be for everyone. And it will be mostly for those though that want the understand everything that we do at MagnaWave that can benefit your business. So if you want to understand what the portal, all the stuff we offer, if you want to learn more about some ideas for marketing and pricing, all of that is in that class, and that will start shortly. So we'll have more information about that coming out here in about 2 weeks.
There you go. Question from Rachel: as human launch comes to fruition, will sending the device through insurance be an option? Are there any companies accepting PEMF as an approved device as of today? There are certainly PEMF FDA approved devices that some insurance company pays for. Just because you have FDA clearance does not necessarily mean that an insurance company will cover what the cost is of those treatments. There are doctors today who have insurance companies that will allow PEMF to be used for muscle stimulation, frequency delivery, so on and so forth. So there's things, but certainly as more and more devices, and as we move down that lane, more and more insurance companies will come to embrace the use of MagnaWave for prevention, to keep people healthy and that type of thing. And I would think it certainly at that point would be available for insurance usage for, and it gets into a situation, if you're a veterinary, if you're a equine practitioner, there are some equine insurance companies that will pay for the processes to be completed. If you are not a chiropractor or a doc, an individual will probably not be able to turn into insurance. However, some insurance policies or insurance accounts allows the person to make payments for what they're doing off with their funds from their insurance. That may be applicable. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all develops, but we're certainly working down the road.
Thank you. That's great. And Leilani asks, will there be a course on legalities on running your business, i.e. liability insurance, waivers, potential issues of being sued, for example, how to protect certified practitioners by law? Leilani, so this is a hot button issue because every state is different. So to do a course like that would be very difficult because every state is different. I do talk to like where to check on your .gov websites for what to do. I would recommend that if you're going to be putting verbiage out there, that you check with us. We have a lot of verbiage that's cleared for you to be able to use. We have all those marketing materials. I recommend that you stick to that. And if you have questions, this is really something that the AOPP has been working on creating a course for. So they address those. Lauren at the AOPP is great. If you aren't a member of the AOPP right now, I believe Leilani is, but if you aren't, join PEMF. It's at PEMFprofessionals.com. They are really working towards those legalities. It's very difficult for us to do that because of, again, all the states and different countries that have machines. That's something that I would recommend that you do in your state, and just watch what you say. Anytime, anywhere in the world where you're claiming to cure something, you are going to have problems. So you should never do that. Always work with a medical professional, and check out the AOPP, pmfprofessionals.com. Not only are they keeping up with legislation, so being a member helps them do that, but they also will help you investigate for your area on what is legal and what isn't. And they will also give you, there's another map there to match you with other people who are looking for PMF. It's just an excellent resource. I've seen them go to bat for 2 or 3 practitioners who's gotten themselves involved with maybe an issue with a vet board or something like that, and they've actually intervened and helped them. So being a member of the AOPP is priceless. Well, there is a price, but I think it's priceless.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. There was another. Oh, when to start MagnaWave on fractures in the human traverse processes. That's a spinal fracture. That's typically, it's rare because of the muscle and everything protecting the spine. It's a rare fracture, but when it occurs, certainly you can talk to your doctor, your veterinarian, in those types of situations. But I'd treat immediately. You want to treat. You want good blood flow. You want good oxygenation, and that's what this is all about, to aid in comforting and aid in the body healing itself. Let's see. Let's see.
I see something. Leilani mentioned about waivers and if they cover a certified practitioner. Okay, we have waivers that are very generic in our practitioner portal. I really recommend that you get an attorney to look at waivers or make a waiver up for you if you can. If you can't, I've used the service rocketlawyer.com. They will actually, you could pay extra when you become a member there. They have waivers for stuff like this. You can actually speak to an attorney in your state, and they will look over your waiver and give you some guidance there and help you build a waiver for your state. But the bottom line is no waiver is going to completely protect anybody from anything. So you could always get yourself in hot water, keeping from diagnosing, making sure you are not, again, don't diagnose. You are not a doctor unless you are a doctor, but you are not a doctor. Make sure that you are always, pointing to medical professionals for that type of information and watching what you're saying. So a lot of that, I do talk about that in the course. And I think it's just and we talk about that in the certification. It's just very important to dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure you're watching what you're saying anytime that you are either in public or with doing a treatment.
Yeah, very good advice. Just having a waiver just puts a layer of protection there for you, just as having an LLC puts a layer of protection to your finances there for you. It doesn't stop anyone from doing anything. It does not stop them from suing you or coming after you. And believe me, if they do that, they're not only going after you, your bank account, they're coming after us, they're coming after everybody who they think might have some pockets with some money in it that they can potentially get after. So always protect yourself. Always have your waivers in place. Always have your contracts that are talking about your waivers and the protections that you're offering. It just puts something there. Now, with that said, we've never, knock on wood, never really had a problem. We've had people make claims that we've gone back to them and said, please stop making these claims. The FDA has been started to send letters to folks who make claims and tell them they can't do that anymore, or they might make them stop selling their equipment, So always be careful in those things and in those areas. You always want to be, helping the health, and that's pretty much it. And let it do what it does.
Yeah, get insurance, get liability insurance. We have all that information in the practitioner portal. So make sure that you use those materials. That's why they're there. So go sign up for liability insurance. Rachel just asked, are there pre-made ads available to certified practitioners or only with those using the website services? How best to personalize and develop those materials? Rachel, I don't know if you're talking about social media ads or Google ads. We will be in 2022 at some time have a Google Ads ability for you all if you have a website with us. If you are looking for specific ads for social media, there is so much stuff in the certified practitioner portal. There's pictures, there's videos, we're trying to update it constantly. We also have these let me grab it.
Oops, let me disappear.
Hold on, I'm right here.
I'm just going to say that
we have these booklets that have the Mine might be out of battery, but they play videos. I have shown this so many times. It's out of battery. I need to charge it, which it is rechargeable. I can do that very easily. But this plays videos. They're preloadable. These are also available. And every single thing in the Practitioner Portal, pretty much, including our videos and our templates, our pictures, all of that is customizable. So we can customize any of that stuff for you. And the good thing is we make sure that the wording and what is said on there is appropriate. So, that helps you. And then we can also customize those things for you. So I would, if you are looking for content, go in there, peruse around, reach out to us through the portal that you want something. You can easily fill out, there's several forms if you're interested in purchasing or customizing stuff. Fill out those forms or email marketing@mwpmf.com and say, hey, I would like to actually get this customized. I want this video with my stuff on it, or I want these pictures or this pamphlet with a few pictures of me with my business name, and we'll do that for you. So we can handle that. Obviously, it does cost money. We do have a graphic designer. He's awesome. His name's Chris. He's full-time with us. So he'd be happy to do it for you. And he can also do logo design, any of that stuff that you need. We do, if you have a website through us, we do have an SEO package where we help you with search engine optimization for your website. So that if somebody's looking for MagnaWave or PMF in your area, you come up first. That's one of the things that we worked really hard for. So we do have those options, but in terms of social media ads, there is a lot of stuff. And I go through all of this in the business course. I also give you some apps that you can use to definitely use program and plan out some of your own social media stuff as well.
Perfect. And don't forget the news and views. If you want to leave something behind for your customers, they love reading news and views. It's very inexpensive, $35, I believe, for 100 of them. And it's incredible, like a newspaper that people can read as well.
Everybody loves the news and views. If somebody wants more information, what I like to do, hold on, let me see if this one works. Maybe, oh yeah, I got one. So here's the video booklets. These are available in the Practitioner Portal. What I love about these is that you can change the videos here on the bottom. There's one that just explains PMF. You can take this to a bar and drop it off maybe with some donuts. It's always good to bring food and say, hey, will you look over this? You can put your business's information right here, or maybe even across the top, but we customize these for you. So when they come to you, they have your business logo here. If you send us your logo, we will go ahead and have your information on the booklet so that you have that option. And we will send you these. So then you drop it off at a bar with some donuts. You ask everybody to check it out and say, please don't throw it away. I'll be back in a day or two to pick it up. When you come back, you leave your card and a news and views. So you come back and you pick it up and you say, all right, I'd love to schedule an appointment. If anybody's interested, sometimes they're going to say, yes, I'd love to. If they don't, then you can say, all right, well, here's some more information. Keep this, check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. And you can that gives you a way to really bring awesome content to your potential customers. And those videos are also available for you to change. There's other videos. You can switch them all out. They're all in the portal, and they are for sale in the Practitioner Portal as well.
Rianne just talks about the news and views, how she leaves them. You go to the coffee shop and you're sitting there and you get up to leave and you leave it sitting on your table, or you leave it sitting on the edge by the door as you're leaving. Somebody else will pick that up and read it. So it's a great way to get an opportunity to expose yourself to your community or your barns, whatever it may be, as you're moving around. Leave it I used to go, you'd go to the restroom at the horse show at the Kentucky Horse Park. I'd walk in there and I'd leave a couple of them laying around, like, who might have a newspaper in a restroom. But at any rate, it's amazing how people will pick those things up and read them and call you. And so they're very beneficial.
My hair is a mess. I should have never put that hat on. Okay, we're doing the giveaway. I'm going to see if my dad picked a number. So I'm going to see, you're getting, again, this hat, this awesome book written by Pat Ziemer, him and a couple other authors. It's signed. Whoop, whoop. Then this awesome camelback. We also have C60. This is like, we're giving away hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. HydroWave wound spray. And then let's see, we have the bag, the attachment covers, the keychain, the pop socket. I think that's it. That's all in there. Oh, one more thing. If you are come to MagnaCon and it does satisfy your certification renewal, also the virtual satisfy the certification renewal. We had a couple people ask that. And if you are in the market to get a Jackery, please check on in the portal. We do have always the latest sales from Jackery in there. So we actually are an affiliate with Jackery. So they send us the sales, and those links that are in there will actually get you the biggest discounts that you could find anywhere else right there through the portal. So instead of searching, you can always find the latest sales there.
I feel like I'm in an aquarium. I'm jumping. That's because the washing machine is spinning.
On the RV?
We're on the bus. The washing machine is spinning, and
oh my God, that's great! I love it. That's fantastic. Okay. Somebody just this is concentrate. Somebody just asked if this is concentrate or not. This is concentrate. So you would be able to half this if you wanted to put it in a spray bottle. You would do 50% of this with water, just regular spring water.
It says full strength. You can use it full strength as a wound spray, but you can also weaken it. You're not going to harm anything if you use it full strength. You just have the availability to dilute it.
Yeah, every day before, like either one time a day, I take this, I put it in like a little, almost like a shot glass I have in my house, like a little medicine thing, put it in, swish it around my mouth, gargle it and swallow it. I do it every day. It's great for just, helping keep your mouth clean. I don't know. I read that when COVID first started about just like, I don't know. Anyways, that's what I do with it. I also, here's a good tip. If you have fresh flowers that are in water and you get them, sometimes you put the plant food in. If you put just a little bit, like maybe a quarter size amount of HydroWave, the concentrate in the water, the flowers will live longer. They will live longer because the water doesn't get as yucky. And so the flowers actually live longer. And I've tested this hundreds of times. So good news.
There you go. Hey, we're out of time. Thanks for joining me, Alane.
Wait, I got to see who the winner is. Hold on.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I got the winner. The winner is Anita Miller. Anita Miller, you have won the giveaway. Congratulations, Anita Miller. You have won all of this fun stuff and this really cool hat. I'll get you another one since my hair has been in it. But you are going to have so much fun stuff. So congratulations, Anita. And everybody get your MagnaCon tickets.
Thank you for being with us today. It's been a great time. We certainly appreciate your questions. Certainly wave on to better health every day and go all the way with MagnaWave. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.